The rise of Stephen Girard, from merchant to philanthropic titan-born. In 1750 in Bordeaux, France, Stephen Girard was destined for the sea. The son of a naval captain, he set sail at an early age, navigating his way to a new life across the ocean. In 1776, he arrived in Philadelphia, a city teeming with opportunity, and wasted no time establishing himself as a merchant. With a keen eye for trade, Girard built an immense fortune, dominating the import and export business in this thriving American hub. By 1810, he was the richest private individual in the world. But his wealth wasn't just for personal gain. In 1811, Girard founded his own bank, just in time to play a crucial role in American history. During the War of 1812, his bank became the primary source of credit for the U.S. government, ensuring the nation's financial stability during a time of crisis. By the time of his passing in 1831, Girard's fortune had soared to an estimated $7.5 million, the equivalent of $260 million today. But what made him truly remarkable wasn't just the money he amassed, it was how he chose to give it away. Nearly his entire fortune was donated to charitable causes, funding orphanages, libraries, and schools in cities like Philadelphia and New Orleans, a legacy that still shapes lives today. A man of wealth, vision, and generosity, Stephen Girard proved that success isn't just about what you earn, it's about what you leave behind. Nathan Mayer Rothschild, the banking titan, who ruled an empire after Stephen Girard's passing in 1831, a new name took the throne as the richest person in the world, a man whose influence stretched across nations. Nathan Mayer Rothschild. Born in 1777 in Frankfurt, Germany, he was destined for greatness. In 1798, he made a bold move, relocating to England, where he built an empire in textiles and banking. With sharp instincts and unmatched financial acumen, Rothschild amassed a fortune of unprecedented scale. By the time of his death in 1836, his wealth was staggering, equivalent to 0.62% of Britain's national income. But his legacy wasn't just about numbers. Nathan Mayer Rothschild revolutionized global finance, laying the groundwork for a dynasty that would shape banking for centuries. A visionary, strategist, and powerhouse of wealth, his influence echoes through history, proving that money is power, but strategy is king. John Jacob Astor, the man who built an empire born in 1763 in Waldorf, Germany, John Jacob Astor was destined for more than an ordinary life. At just 21 years old, he left his homeland and set sail for America, arriving with big ambitions and a sharp business mind. He saw opportunity where others didn't, diving into the fur trade and quickly dominating the industry. Through strategic monopolies and relentless expansion, he amassed a fortune like no other. But Astor didn't stop there. He expanded into real estate and the lucrative opium trade, cementing his place among the most powerful figures of his time. By the time he passed in 1848, his wealth had soared to an astonishing $20 million, equivalent to $798 million today. A true pioneer of wealth and power, John Jacob Astor proved that in the land of opportunity, Cornelius Vanderbilt, the boy who built an empire born in 1794 on Staten Island, New York, Cornelius Vanderbilt came from humble beginnings. The descendant of a Dutch indentured servant, he left school at just 11 years old, stepping into the world, with nothing but ambition and drive. By 16, he saw an opportunity and seized it. He started his own ferry service, a small venture that would soon explode into a steamboat empire spanning the entire nation. By the 1850s, Vanderbilt had risen to unmatched wealth, becoming the richest person in the world. Through sheer determination and business savvy, he built a transportation dynasty that reshaped American industry forever. A man of relentless vision and unstoppable force, Cornelius Vanderbilt proved that success belongs to those who create it. William Henry Vanderbilt didn't just inherit a fortune, he multiplied it. Picking up where his legendary father left off, William Henry Vanderbilt took the family's railroad empire to new heights. With sharp business instincts and an unwavering vision, he not only expanded operations but also turned railroads into an even greater financial powerhouse. By the time he passed in 1885, he had more than doubled the Vanderbilt fortune, amassing a staggering $232 million, equivalent to a mind-blowing $7.5 billion today. But he wasn't just about profits. William was also a generous philanthropist, donating vast sums to causes that shaped the future. A business titan, a legacy builder, a name etched in history. Andrew Carnegie built a fortune, then gave most of it away. Meanwhile, John D. Rockefeller was reclaiming his throne as the richest man alive. Carnegie, a steel tycoon with a vision beyond wealth, chose to donate 90% of his fortune before his passing in 1919, forever cementing his legacy as one of history's greatest philanthropists. But while Carnegie gave, Rockefeller grew. By the 1910s, he had reclaimed the #1 spot. Then came 1911, when the U.S. Supreme Court declared Standard Oil a monopoly and ordered its breakup. Instead of losing, Rockefeller received massive stock options, turning the ruling into an unexpected win. 1913, his wealth soared to an astonishing $900 million, the equivalent of $28.6 billion today, a titan of industry, a master of power, a fortune that still shapes the world. At the dawn of the 20th century, a power shift took place. Rockefeller was dethroned, and a new king of wealth emerged, Andrew Carnegie. Born in Dunfermline, Scotland in 1835, Carnegie would go on to transform America's steel industry, building an empire that reshaped the nation's infrastructure and his own fortune. His company, Carnegie Steel, became an industrial giant. Then in 1901, he made history by selling it to J.P. Morgan for a staggering $480 million, equivalent to $17.4 billion today. But Carnegie's wealth didn't stop there. According to the Carnegie Corporation of New York, at his peak, his net worth soared to an astounding $375 billion in today's money, placing him among the richest individuals to ever live. A steel magnate, a business icon, a legacy that still endures. The billionaire who refused to pay his grandson's ransom in 1973. The world was shocked when oil magnate J. Paul Getty refused to pay a $17 million ransom for his kidnapped grandson, John Paul Getty III. The young heir had been snatched from the streets of Rome, and his captors demanded a fortune for his safe return. But Getty, one of the richest men in the world, flatly refused. He claimed paying the ransom would make his other grandchildren targets. Weeks turned into months, and as the negotiations dragged on, the kidnappers took a brutal step. They cut off the teenager's ear and mailed it to a newspaper, a chilling message that time was running out. Under public pressure, Getty finally agreed to a deal, but only after bargaining down the ransom to $2.9 million, the maximum amount that could be tax-deductible. Even then, he loaned the money to his own son at 4% interest. Despite his immense wealth, Getty was infamous for his extreme frugality, going as far as installing a payphone in his mansion so guests wouldn't run up his phone bill. When he died, in 1976, his fortune was estimated at $6 billion, worth around $34 billion today. Yet despite his vast empire, Getty left behind a legacy not just of wealth, but of controversy, and a family haunted by tragedy. Would you have paid the ransom? Let us know in the comments. The billionaire who lost it. In the 1980s, one man stood at the very top of the global wealth rankings, Yoshiaki Tsutsumi, a Japanese property magnate who dominated the real estate industry. For 3 straight years, he held the title of the richest person on the planet, At the peak of Japan's booming property market in 1987, Tsutsumi's fortune soared to $20 billion. That's a staggering $55.6 billion in today's money. His empire was untouchable, fueled by Japan's unstoppable real estate bubble. But fortunes can turn in an instant. When the bubble burst in the 1990s, property values collapsed, and Tsutsumi's wealth began to crumble. Then came an even bigger blow. In the early 2000s, he was caught in an accounting scandal, shaking his empire to its core. By 2006, the once wealthiest man in the world had disappeared from the Forbes list, his fortune wiped away. From billionaire to bankrupt, Tsutsumi's story is a reminder that even the mightiest empires can fall. Do you think wealth built on booms is ever truly secure? Let us know in the comments. How Bill Gates became the world's richest man in 1995, a tech visionary took the top spot on Forbes' richest list for the very first time. Bill Gates, the mastermind behind Microsoft. Thanks to his company's explosive stock growth, his net worth skyrocketed to $12.9 billion at about $26.7 billion in today's money. But that was just the beginning. As Microsoft's dominance grew, so did Gates's fortune. By 1999, during the peak of the tech boom, his net worth soared past a mind-blowing $100 billion, which, adjusted for inflation, is nearly $189 billion today. At just 43 years old, Gates became the world's first centibillionaire, a title few have ever reached. His influence on the tech industry was unmatched, and his wealth seemed unstoppable. But with great wealth came great scrutiny. Microsoft faced antitrust battles, and Gates eventually stepped away from the company he built. Yet even after stepping down, his legacy in technology and philanthropy continues to shape the world. Would you rather build a tech empire or give it all away? Let us know in the comments. The man who dethroned Bill Gates in 2000, the dot-com crash sent shockwaves through the tech world, and even the mightiest weren't spared. Microsoft's stock price plunged, wiping billions off Bill Gates' fortune. Yet despite the market collapse, Gates held on to his title until 2008, when a new name rose to the top: Warren Buffett, the legendary investor and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. That year, Buffett's net worth soared to $62 billion, an astonishing $90.8 billion in today's money. For the first time in over a decade, someone had surpassed Gates to become the richest person on the planet. Unlike the tech billionaires of the dot-com era, Buffett built his fortune the old-school way, through smart investments, patience, and an eye for value. While others chased trends, he stuck to his strategy, and it paid off. But wealth rankings change fast. Gates would later reclaim the top spot, only to be overtaken again by a new generation of billionaires. So, who do you think played the long game better, Gates or Buffett? Let us know in the comments. The battle for the world's richest person. In 2009, Warren Buffett's empire took a hit. Berkshire Hathaway posted its worst financial results ever, and his net worth plummeted. That opened the door for Bill Gates to reclaim the #1 spot, but his reign was short-lived. In 2010, a new name took over: Carlos Slim, the Mexican telecom tycoon. For the next 4 years, Slim dominated the rankings, holding the title of the world's richest man. But Gates wasn't done. He returned to the top from 2015 to 2017, only to be dethroned once again in 2018. This time, it was by a tech giant, Jeff Bezos, the mastermind behind Amazon. With Amazon's stock soaring, Bezos' fortune hit an eye-watering $160 billion, worth nearly $200 billion today. The race for the world's wealthiest person keeps shifting, with fortunes rising and falling. So the question is, who will sit at the top next? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Oi. The race for the world's richest person. As the new decade began, Jeff Bezos once again sat at the top of the Forbes billionaires list in 2019, boasting a $131 billion fortune, around $162 billion today. But his wealth took a hit, in part due to one of the most expensive divorces in history. His ex-wife, Mackenzie Scott, walked away with a massive settlement. Yet in the years that followed, a new name has dominated the rankings: Elon Musk. Today, his fortune has skyrocketed to a mind-blowing $263 billion, cementing his place at the top. Tech billionaires still rule the 2024 landscape. Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Larry Ellison, 7 out of the top 10 on the Forbes real-time billionaires list come from the tech world. It seems almost inevitable that one of them will claim the title of the richest person of the 2020s. But could there be a new contender on the horizon? Who do you think will take the crown next? Let us know in the comments.